What would you do if your computer suddenly locked itself, flashed a message demanding Bitcoin, and threatened to erase all your files? In May 2017, this wasn't just a nightmare. It became a terrifying reality for 200,000 victims in 150 countries. From hospitals and government offices to global corporations, no one was safe. Systems froze, data was held hostage, and operations came to a standstill. But this wasn't an ordinary ransomware attack. The malware that caused the chaos, WannaCry, didn't need phishing emails or human mistakes to spread. It moved on its own, jumping between systems, exploiting a flaw in Microsoft Windows that had been weaponized by leaked NSA tools. In mere hours, the attack spiraled out of control, forcing even the UK's National Health Service, NHS, to cancel surgeries and emergency care. Just as the world began to panic, a twist came from an unexpected place. A young researcher stumbled upon a hidden kill switch that stopped WannaCry in its tracks, just barely. But the damage had already been done, leaving billions of dollars in losses and raising fears about what future ransomware could do. Now let's dive deeper. Where did WannaCry come from? How did it spread so fast, and who was really behind it? Chapter 1. Origins of WannaCry. In early 2017, the digital landscape shifted dramatically when the hacking group, the Shadow Brokers, leaked a trove of cyber weapons stolen from the U.S. National Security Agency, NSA. Among them was Eternal Blue, a potent exploit capable of breaching outdated Microsoft Windows systems. Intended for covert use, this tool would soon empower cybercriminals and set the stage for a devastating ransomware attack. How it started? Eternal Blue exploited a critical vulnerability in Windows, allowing attackers to seize control of networks. Despite Microsoft releasing a security patch in March 2017, many organizations failed to implement it, leaving thousands of computers open to attack. In May 2017, WannaCry was unleashed, locking files and demanding ransom in Bitcoin. Its most dangerous feature was its ability to spread autonomously, using the Eternal Blue exploit to jump between computers on the same network. Within hours, it had infected hundreds of thousands of devices globally, exposing vulnerabilities in digital defenses. A government tool gone rogue. The involvement of NSA hacking tools raised significant questions. This incident ignited scrutiny over governments stockpiling cyber weapons without ensuring system security. It was more than poor patch management. It highlighted the risks posed by government-controlled exploits leaking into public hands. WannaCry spread indiscriminately, impacting hospitals, banks, and government offices alike. The chaos could have been mitigated, but delayed patching left many organizations vulnerable. Who was behind the attack? Initially, the attack was attributed to opportunistic cyber criminals. However, evidence soon pointed to North Korea's Lazarus Group, known for prior cyber attacks, including the Sony Pictures hack. This state-sponsored group had the tools and motivation to deploy ransomware for both financial and political objectives. The involvement of Lazarus escalated the situation, turning WannaCry into a troubling example of ransomware weaponized in geopolitical conflicts, emphasizing the urgent need for improved cybersecurity measures worldwide. Chapter 2. How WannaCry spread so quickly. The true terror of WannaCry lay not just in its existence, but in how it spread like wildfire, crippling entire networks within hours. In May 2017, this ransomware unleashed chaos at a speed rarely seen before, making it clear that no one was safe. The rapid spread resulted from a lethal combination of old vulnerabilities and powerful new tools. A vulnerability exploited. At the heart of WannaCry's rapid spread was the Eternal Blue exploit, originally developed by the NSA. This tool targeted a critical flaw in the server message block, SMB protocol used by Microsoft Windows, enabling attackers to gain control over networks. Once Eternal Blue infiltrated one system, it could leap to others on the same network. WannaCry took full advantage of this vulnerability, propagating automatically without needing human intervention. Unlike typical ransomware that waits for someone to click a link or download an attachment, WannaCry acts like a self-replicating worm. Unpatched systems became the prime targets. Although Microsoft issued a patch in March 2017, many organizations failed to update, leaving their networks wide open to attack. WannaCry's speed was unprecedented. In a matter of hours, it infected hundreds of thousands of computers in over 150 countries. Hospitals, railways, telecommunications companies, and government offices were all hit, illustrating the indiscriminate nature of the attack. The UK's NHS faced particularly devastating consequences as surgeries were cancelled and medical records became inaccessible. Critical equipment failed, and ambulances were diverted due to overwhelmed emergency departments. Meanwhile, Germany's railways reported severe disruptions. Telefonica in Spain faced major operational issues, and FedEx experienced significant delays. The global economy began to feel the shockwaves as the chaos unfolded. The power of a ransomware worm hybrid. What set WannaCry apart was its unique ransomware worm hybrid nature. It combined the worst features of both types of malware. Ransomware. It encrypted files and demanded payment in Bitcoin. Worm. It could self-propagate, infecting multiple systems without user action. Traditional ransomware relies on phishing or human error to spread. In contrast, WannaCry's worm-like capability allowed it to jump from system to system without waiting for a single click. Once inside a network, it would seek out other vulnerable machines running the SMB protocol, repeating the process and potentially paralyzing entire organizations within minutes. Organizations caught off guard. The scale and speed of WannaCry caught many organizations by surprise. How could so many companies fail to patch their systems? While some instances were due to oversight, others stemmed from reliance on legacy systems. Many industries, particularly healthcare and manufacturing, were still using outdated operating systems like Windows XP, which no longer received regular security updates. In an unusual move, Microsoft released a patch for Windows XP in response to WannaCry, but the damage was already done by the time organizations started applying it. The failure to act quickly left a significant window for the ransomware to exploit. One of the most significant lessons from WannaCry was the danger of using outdated software. Many affected systems ran older versions of Windows that lacked critical security updates, rendering them vulnerable to exploits like Eternal Blue. The reliance on legacy systems in critical industries became a focal point of discussion post-attack. The NHS, for example, faced intense scrutiny for its use of outdated technology, which left it exposed to cyber threats. A perfect storm of vulnerabilities. The rapid spread of WannaCry resulted from a perfect storm of vulnerabilities. The Eternal Blue exploit. Unpatched systems in industries using older technology. The self-replicating nature of the ransomware, allowing it to spread without user input. These factors converged to enable WannaCry to decimate entire networks globally. In hours, it infected more than 200,000 systems, causing billions in damages and revealing a stark truth. The world was unprepared for a cyber attack of this magnitude. WannaCry didn't just hold data hostage, it held the very infrastructure of the digital world captive, demonstrating that neglecting cybersecurity updates can lead to catastrophic consequences. Chapter 3. Major victims and impact on healthcare systems. The WannaCry attack was not just a technological failure. It had profound real-world implications, particularly for healthcare systems. The UK's National Health Service, NHS, bore the brunt of the assault, with consequences that were both economic and deeply personal, affecting patients and healthcare professionals alike. Healthcare systems under siege. On May 12, 2017, chaos erupted as WannaCry began infiltrating healthcare systems. Within hours, hospitals across England were locked out of critical systems, rendering their computers useless. The immediate effects were severe. Emergency departments overwhelmed. Hospitals had to divert patients to other facilities, creating a cascading effect throughout the healthcare system. Emergency departments faced an influx of patients needing urgent care, but with systems down, staff struggled to access crucial medical histories and test results. Elective procedures canceled. Thousands of non-urgent surgeries and appointments were postponed. Planned procedures left patients in pain and anxiety, adding to the distress of uncertainty about when they would receive care. Impact beyond borders. WannaCry's reach extended far beyond the NHS. Healthcare facilities worldwide reported significant disruptions, including countries like Spain, France, and India. In Spain, the telecommunications provider Telefonica, which supports many hospitals, suffered heavily, causing critical services to fail. Financial implications. The financial toll on healthcare systems was staggering. The NHS faced costs in the tens of millions of pounds, encompassing immediate recovery costs. Hospitals incurred substantial expenses for recovering from the attack, including restoring systems and enhancing cybersecurity measures. Lost revenue. Canceled procedures and redirected patients meant hospitals faced significant lost revenue. Even after systems were restored, the lingering financial damage was evident. The attack prompted healthcare organizations to reassess their cybersecurity strategies. The vulnerability that WannaCry exploited had persisted for years, revealing the lack of proactive measures. In the aftermath, many facilities implemented more robust security protocols. Investment in cybersecurity, recognizing the need for improvement, hospitals began investing in updated software, staff training, and advanced threat detection systems. Policy changes. Government agencies and healthcare organizations revised policies to mandate cybersecurity audits and regular IT system updates. Lessons learned. WannaCry served as a wake-up call for healthcare systems globally, underscoring the critical need for regular software updates. Many hospitals were still using outdated systems, making them prime targets for cyber attacks. Keeping software up to date became a priority. Incident response plans. Organizations realized the necessity of clear incident response plans to address potential cyber threats swiftly, mitigating future attack impacts. The attack raised awareness about cybersecurity in healthcare, emphasizing that understanding risks is essential for all staff, not just IT professionals. A broader perspective. WannaCry revealed the interconnectedness of digital systems, illustrating how a single vulnerability could disrupt services globally. The chaos experienced by healthcare providers highlighted that cybersecurity is not merely an IT concern, it is a critical component of public safety. As hospitals worked to recover, the focus shifted to resilience and prevention. The attack sparked discussions about the broader implications of cybercrime, especially in sectors directly impacting human life. This chapter in the WannaCry saga is a testament to the vulnerabilities that exist and the urgent need for vigilance against evolving cyber threats. Chapter 4. The Ransom and Bitcoin Demand. When the WannaCry ransomware infected a computer, it didn't just lock users out of their files. It delivered a chilling ultimatum: pay a ransom in Bitcoin or lose everything. This demand was more than just a transaction. It was a calculated strategy, aimed at exploiting the victim's fear and the anonymity of cryptocurrency. The ransom note. Upon infection, users encountered a ransom note that outlined the terms of payment. Designed to instill fear and urgency, it stated that victims had 3 days to pay a ransom of $300 in Bitcoin to regain access to their encrypted files. If they failed to pay within that time frame, the ransom would double, and after 7 days, their files would be permanently deleted. This tactic played on the emotional distress of victims, forcing many into the agonizing position of deciding whether to pay the ransom to recover critical data, everything from cherished personal photos to sensitive business information. For institutions like hospitals, the stakes were especially high, as prolonged downtime could jeopardize patient care. Why Bitcoin? The choice of Bitcoin as the payment method was strategic. Unlike traditional currencies, Bitcoin operates on a decentralized network, making it difficult to trace transactions back to the payer. This anonymity appealed to cybercriminals, allowing them to demand ransoms without fear of being easily identified or caught. While the use of cryptocurrency in cybercrime was not new, WannaCry underscored its increasing prevalence and the challenges it posed for law enforcement. For many victims, paying in Bitcoin added confusion. Acquiring Bitcoin and completing a transaction could be daunting for individuals and organizations with little experience in cryptocurrencies. This unfamiliarity amplified their feelings of helplessness during the attack. Responses to the ransom demands varied significantly. Some victims opted to pay, hoping to recover their data quickly. Reports emerged of companies that paid the ransom to regain access to critical files, but payment was no guarantee of success. Many who paid found that the decryption tools provided by the attackers often didn't work, leading to frustration and additional financial loss. Conversely, many organizations refused to pay the ransom, focusing instead on recovery efforts and restoring backups. This decision was influenced by a consensus among cybersecurity experts and law enforcement that paying ransoms only encourages further attacks. The ethical debate surrounding ransom payments became a focal point, raising questions about their implications for cybersecurity. The WannaCry attack served as a crucial reminder of ransomware's financial impact. Estimates suggest the total cost of WannaCry reached billions of dollars, accounting for lost productivity, recovery efforts, and reputational damage. While the ransom payments were relatively low compared to the overall damage caused, they marked a shift in how cybercriminals approached ransomware attacks. Targeting critical infrastructure, particularly healthcare, raised significant ethical dilemmas. Organizations faced tough decisions about the implications of paying ransoms and whether such actions would invite further attacks on vulnerable systems. An evolving threat. As cybercriminals became more sophisticated, their methods and demands evolved. WannaCry showcased how quickly a ransomware demand could escalate, leading to widespread disruptions. The aftermath prompted organizations to reevaluate their cybersecurity strategies and policies regarding ransom payments. Ultimately, the WannaCry ransomware attack wasn't merely about individuals and organizations losing access to data. It was a wake-up call about the growing menace of ransomware. The consequences of WannaCry extended beyond immediate financial implications, raising critical questions about cybersecurity, digital ethics, and how society can safeguard itself against future threats. Chapter 5. The Global Response. The WannaCry attack sent shockwaves around the world, prompting a swift response from governments, cybersecurity experts, and organizations. As the scale of the damage became clear, the urgency to address the ransomware's impact and prevent future incidents escalated dramatically. Emergency measures by Microsoft. Within hours of the attack, Microsoft sprang into action. Recognizing the severity of WannaCry, the company released emergency security patches not only for currently supported versions of Windows, but also for outdated systems like Windows XP, which many organizations still relied on due to upgrade costs. This unprecedented move was critical. The patch aimed to close the vulnerabilities exploited by WannaCry, giving organizations a fighting chance to protect their systems. This response underscored the responsibility software manufacturers have for their products, even after support has ended. Government actions and public advisories. Governments worldwide scrambled to assess the situation and protect their infrastructures. The UK government activated its National Cybersecurity Centre to assist affected organizations. The NCSC worked tirelessly to restore critical services and address vulnerabilities quickly. Authorities issued public advisories, urging businesses and individuals to apply patches, update their software, and implement stronger security measures. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security, DHS, echoed these calls, emphasizing the need for improved cybersecurity hygiene across all sectors. As the attack unfolded, cybersecurity experts and ethical hackers became invaluable allies. Their analysis of WannaCry's behavior provided insights into how to contain its spread and assist affected organizations. A notable figure was Marcus Hutchins, a security researcher who inadvertently discovered a kill switch embedded in WannaCry's code. Activating this kill switch halted the malware's rapid spread, buying organizations crucial time to implement patches and secure their systems. Hutchins' actions made him a hero in the cybersecurity community, although he later faced legal troubles unrelated to WannaCry. WannaCry also sparked discussions about the necessity of international cooperation in cybersecurity. The attack illustrated how interconnected the world has become, with a single vulnerability having the potential to cause widespread chaos. Many nations recognize the importance of sharing threat intelligence and best practices to prevent future cyber threats. Organizations like Europol and Interpol began advocating for stronger international frameworks to combat cybercrime, emphasizing collaboration between governments, law enforcement, and the private sector. Lessons on preparedness and resilience. The WannaCry incident served as a wake-up call for organizations across all sectors, exposing vulnerabilities in critical infrastructure and highlighting how unprepared many systems were for sophisticated cyber attacks. Key lessons emerged from the chaos. Organizations recognized that keeping software up to date was essential for protection against future attacks. The attack underscored the need for comprehensive incident response plans to enable swift reactions to similar incidents. Many organizations began investing in employee training to ensure staff understand risks and best practices to avoid phishing and other attacks. In the aftermath of WannaCry, there was a noticeable shift in the perception of cybersecurity. Governments, businesses, and the public began to grasp the significance of digital security in everyday life. The attack spurred initiatives aimed at raising awareness about cyber hygiene, encouraging individuals to take responsibility for their online security. Chapter 6. Marcus Hutchins and the Kill Switch. Amidst the chaos of the WannaCry ransomware attack, a young security researcher emerged as an unlikely hero. Marcus Hutchins, a 22-year-old from the UK, was monitoring WannaCry's rapid spread when he stumbled upon a critical flaw in the malware's code, leading to a temporary halt of its devastating advance. As WannaCry infected computer after computer, Hutchins analyzed its behavior. During this examination, he noticed a domain name the malware was attempting to contact. Realizing the domain was unregistered, he quickly registered it himself, effectively creating a kill switch that stopped WannaCry in its tracks. This kill switch disrupted WannaCry's communication with its command and control servers. Without this connection, the malware could not continue its infection cycle or encrypt additional files. Hutchins had turned the tide against an attack that had already wreaked havoc on organizations worldwide. Immediate impact of the kill switch. Once Hutchins activated the kill switch, reports of WannaCry infections began to decline. This newfound control provided organizations with a crucial window to implement security measures and apply Microsoft's emergency patches. Hutchins's intervention demonstrated how a single individual could significantly impact the fight against cybercrime. His discovery earned him immediate praise from cybersecurity experts and organizations globally. Hutchins showcased the power of quick thinking and deep understanding of malware behavior in mitigating cyber threats, becoming an internet sensation. As news of Hutchins' success spread, he gained recognition as a cybersecurity hero. However, his newfound fame was short-lived. In August 2017, just months after halting WannaCry, Hutchins was arrested in the United States while attending a cybersecurity conference. He faced charges related to the Kronos banking malware, accused of creating and distributing software that stole banking credentials. The irony of his situation was palpable. The young man hailed for stopping one cyber threat now stood accused of participating in another. The legal battle Hutchins' arrest ignited debate within the cybersecurity community. Many rallied to his defense, arguing that his actions during WannaCry should not overshadow his previous work. His case raised critical questions about responsibility and accountability in cybersecurity. Supporters viewed Hutchins as a victim of circumstance. They noted that many young hackers, often labeled criminals, start their journeys with good intentions, contributing positively to the security community. His experience underscored the blurred lines between criminality and ethical hacking, illustrating the challenges faced by those striving to improve cybersecurity. Hutchins' legacy. Despite his legal troubles, Hutchins' actions during the WannaCry incident left a lasting impact on the cybersecurity community. His ability to identify the kill switch emphasized the necessity for vigilance and expertise in confronting cyber threats. The incident prompted discussions about better security measures and faster incident response protocols in organizations worldwide. Moreover, Hutchins' story became a teaching moment for aspiring cybersecurity professionals. It highlighted the importance of understanding malware behavior and the ability to respond quickly to evolving threats. His journey served as a reminder that in the rapidly changing landscape of cybersecurity, heroes can emerge from unexpected places. Hutchins' role in mitigating the WannaCry attack emphasized the need for improved cybersecurity practices globally. Organizations began to recognize that cybersecurity is not merely an IT issue, but a critical component of their overall operations. Hutchins' success in activating the kill switch exemplified the necessity of having skilled professionals who can respond to threats with agility and insight. Chapter 7: Financial Impact and Cost of the Attack. The WannaCry ransomware attack was not just a technological failure, it became one of the costliest cyber incidents in history. As it swept across the globe, the financial ramifications reverberated through both public and private sectors. Estimates of economic damage. Estimating the total financial impact of WannaCry is complex, but reports suggest it resulted in billions of dollars in damages. The cost can be attributed to several factors: downtime and lost productivity. Many organizations faced significant downtime as they scrambled to contain the outbreak and restore systems. The UK's National Health Service, NHS, for example, experienced enormous disruptions, cancelling thousands of appointments and surgeries, which directly impacted their revenue. Recovery costs. Organizations incurred substantial expenses related to recovery efforts, including restoring systems, implementing patches, and enhancing security measures. Many businesses had to hire external cybersecurity experts, further increasing costs. The attack tarnished the reputations of affected organizations. Trust is crucial in sectors like healthcare and finance, and the inability to safeguard sensitive data led to long-term repercussions, including potential loss of customers and market share. Sector-specific impacts. Different sectors experienced varied effects from the WannaCry attack. Healthcare. The NHS estimated its costs at around £92 million, $120 million, considering lost revenue, recovery efforts, and damage control. Telecommunications and logistics. Companies like FedEx and Telefonica faced significant operational disruptions. FedEx reported that the attack cost them approximately $300 million in lost revenue and recovery efforts. Telefonica had to shut down computers across its organization, impacting services and customer satisfaction. Manufacturing and industry. Various manufacturers reported halted production lines, leading to lost revenue. The economic impact rippled through industries relying on integrated systems for operations, highlighting the vulnerability of interconnected infrastructure. Insurance implications. The WannaCry attack underscored the importance of cybersecurity insurance. Many companies began reconsidering their policies regarding cyber risk and the financial protections necessary for future attacks. Insurers noted a surge in inquiries for cyber liability insurance, as businesses recognized the potential costs associated with cyber incidents. However, accurately assessing risk and developing appropriate policies remains a challenge in the evolving cyber threat landscape. Global economic repercussions beyond individual organizations. WannaCry had significant implications for the global economy. It revealed vulnerabilities in critical infrastructure, prompting discussions among governments and international bodies about enhanced cybersecurity measures. There was a growing call for better collaboration between private companies and public institutions to strengthen defenses against potential cyber threats. The financial fallout from WannaCry led organizations to reevaluate their cybersecurity strategy. Investment in cybersecurity. Organizations started allocating larger budgets for cybersecurity, realizing that prevention is far more cost-effective than recovery. Regular updates and patching. The importance of timely software updates became evident. Regular maintenance and prompt patching of vulnerabilities emerged as essential practices to mitigate risks. Companies recognized the need for effective incident response plans to minimize downtime and financial losses in future attacks. The WannaCry attack was a harsh reminder that cybersecurity is not just a technical matter. It is a critical component of business continuity, with profound financial and reputational stakes for organizations worldwide. Chapter 8. Government Investigations and Attribution. As the dust settled from the WannaCry ransomware attack, attention shifted to government investigations aimed at uncovering the origins of the attack and identifying those responsible. The global nature of WannaCry raised urgent concerns about cybersecurity and the necessity for enhanced cooperation among nations. Immediate government responses. In the aftermath, governments worldwide reacted swiftly. Cybersecurity experts from the NCSC collaborated with various sectors, providing guidance on recovery efforts and preventative measures. Meanwhile, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, DHS, launched its own investigation, seeking to understand how the attack occurred and which organizations were affected. Law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, analyzed the malware to gather intelligence on the attackers. Global investigations, international cooperation became crucial as nations faced the implications of WannaCry. Cybersecurity experts collaborated across borders to share information and analyze the malware's behavior. The attack highlighted the interconnectedness of the global digital landscape and the pressing need for a unified response to cyber threats. Organizations like Europol coordinated efforts to track down the perpetrators, while the European Union expressed concern over the vulnerabilities exposed by the attack, urging member states to bolster their cybersecurity defenses. Attribution of responsibility investigations soon focused on identifying the actors behind WannaCry. Initial suspicions pointed to various groups, but evidence increasingly pointed to North Korea. Cybersecurity experts noticed similarities between WannaCry and previous attacks attributed to the Lazarus Group, a state-sponsored hacking collective believed to operate under North Korean direction. Lazarus had been linked to high-profile cyber incidents, including the Sony Pictures hack in 2014 and the Bangladesh bank heist. The patterns in WannaCry's code and the sophistication of the attack suggested a state-backed actor capable of executing such a widespread assault. The evidence against North Korea. Several key pieces of evidence supported the attribution to North Korea. Analysts found that WannaCry's code contained elements reminiscent of previous malware linked to Lazarus. The attack coincided with heightened tensions between North Korea and the U.S., suggesting a motive to showcase their cyber capabilities. Historical context: North Korea had engaged in cyber operations to generate revenue and exert influence, with ransomware becoming an attractive method for both financial gain and power demonstration. Responses from North Korea. In response to these accusations, North Korea denied any involvement in the WannaCry attack. The regime routinely dismisses allegations of cyber activities, claiming they are attempts by adversaries to undermine its sovereignty. Despite this, cybersecurity experts and government officials remained firm in their assessment of the evidence against North Korea. Implications for international cybersecurity. The WannaCry incident raised significant questions about international cybersecurity. Governments began to acknowledge that cyber warfare is a modern reality, with collaboration and information sharing becoming essential in combating these threats. The attack prompted discussions on the need for stronger cyber defense strategies and public-private partnerships to enhance security across sectors. Moreover, attributing the attack to North Korea underscored the risks of state-sponsored cyber operations. Governments worldwide started reconsidering their cybersecurity approaches, understanding that proactive measures were vital to protecting critical infrastructure from future attacks. Legislation and policy changes. In the wake of WannaCry, several countries initiated discussions on new cybersecurity legislation aimed at strengthening defenses. These policies focused on improving incident response, mandating regular security assessments, and fostering cooperation between public and private entities. As nations began to share threat intelligence more openly, the hope was to create a more resilient global cybersecurity landscape. The WannaCry attack served as a catalyst for change, emphasizing that cyber threats do not respect borders. Chapter 9. Lessons learned from WannaCry. The WannaCry ransomware attack highlighted critical vulnerabilities in our digital infrastructure and underscored the importance of preparedness and resilience. Key lessons emerged. Regular software updates. Timely updates are essential. Organizations must establish a routine patch management policy to protect against known vulnerabilities. Effective backup strategies are crucial. Implement off-site storage and regularly test restoration processes to ensure data recovery during an attack. Cybersecurity training for all employees is vital. Regular programs should cover recognizing phishing attempts and safe online practices. Develop comprehensive incident response plans to reduce downtime during cyber incidents. Regularly test these plans to ensure readiness. Engage with industry groups and governments to share threat intelligence. Collaboration enhances collective defenses against cyber threats. Allocate resources to cybersecurity technologies. Investing in advanced security measures is necessary for protecting sensitive data. Understanding legacy systems. Assess and phase out unsupported or obsolete technologies. Implement compensating controls to mitigate risks associated with legacy systems. Ethical dilemmas of ransom payments. Carefully consider policies regarding ransom payments. Consult with experts and focus on preventive strategies to avoid falling victim to ransomware. Chapter 10. Conclusion. A wake-up call for everyone. The WannaCry ransomware attack starkly revealed the vulnerabilities in our interconnected world. Its implications extended far beyond individual victims, highlighting an urgent need for improved global cybersecurity measures. WannaCry was a pivotal moment in cybersecurity, exposing weaknesses in digital infrastructures and demonstrating how quickly a single vulnerability can lead to chaos. It underscored that cybersecurity is no longer merely an IT issue. It is crucial for operational integrity and public safety. Key lessons emerge from this incident: preparedness, regular software updates, robust backup strategies, and effective incident response plans are essential. Investing in cybersecurity is not optional, it's a necessity. Evolving threats. Organizations must remain vigilant and continuously educate employees to recognize and respond to emerging threats. Collaboration. The global response to WannaCry emphasized the importance of cooperation among governments and industries to combat cybercrime effectively. The attack raised critical questions about ransom payments, urging organizations to develop clear policies and focus on prevention. Ultimately, WannaCry serves as a wake-up call for everyone. It highlighted the vulnerabilities in our reliance on technology and the need for proactive measures to safeguard our digital world. By learning from this incident, we can enhance our cybersecurity posture and better prepare for future threats. The responsibility lies with all of us to remain vigilant, proactive, and united in the fight against cybercrime.